各位，乜嘢都講智能，更新版嘅智能鍵盤是否實用呢？一陣會介紹。依家就先報道用紫外線消毒。被醫院同診所攞嚟作消毒用途嘅 UVC 燈，越嚟越多人買返屋企消毒物品。如何選擇同小心使用呢一種燈呢？李詠如報導。
喺疫情爆發以嚟，口罩同酒精搓手液逐漸成為大眾生活嘅一部分。有人苦中作樂講笑咁話，估唔到會有一日，雙手攝取嘅酒精含量仲多過把口所飲嘅酒。其實除咗用口罩同酒精搓手液呢啲基本措施嚟防止病毒感染同散播之外，喺市面上仲有一種流行已久嘅消毒產品，就係 UVC 燈啦。UVC 燈被用作消毒用途已經有成100年歷史。佢哋通常被安裝喺醫院呢啲細菌同病毒聚集比較高危嘅地方，幫助消毒，又會被用嚟淨化水質。而隨住新冠病毒大流行，佢哋嘅消毒作用重新吸引消費者注意。UVC 燈嘅消毒原理係通過破壞細菌嘅 DNA， 令到佢哋唔可以再繁殖。所以每次使用 UVC 燈消毒都要等佢照射一段時間，唔好諗住一開一關就可以達到消毒效果。至於呢個照射時間要幾耐，就視乎需要消毒嘅面積大小同埋 UVC 燈系統本身嘅設置。本來平平無奇嘅產品，一旦同抗疫扯上關係，就瞬間提升咗佢嘅市場價值，更有人封佢為抗疫神燈。
UV works by destroying the DNA or the genetic material of these microorganisms, and it just so happens UVC is the type of UV light that's just best absorbed by the DNA and the RNA of these microorganisms. There is research ongoing to try to see just exactly how effective UVC is for that specific virus. And right now, I would say the results are very promising, that the scientists, even though it's not conclusive, we believe that UV will be very effective for that specific virus. In theory, just because that virus, it's actually not much different from other viruses where we know for sure UV is very effective. The problem is, though, that when you imagine you cough out or spit out this virus, it's not just the pure virus. The virus is probably coated in mucus from your lungs and stuff like that. The work over the next few months is to try to figure out, in a real life scenario, how effective is the UV at getting inside the other debris and material from the lungs to actually get at the virus. And right now, we don't know. I think we're optimistic that it'll still be effective, but we don't have exact answers at this point.
由於被大氣層阻隔，只有好少量嘅 UVC 可以到達地球表面，所以市場上購買嘅 UVC 燈產品都係經過人手製作，俗稱為消毒應運而生嘅人造光。有照明公司就緊貼潮流，加開製作 UVC 燈嘅生產線，滿足市場需求。
UVC's been around a while. It's very, very effective. The reason why we haven't seen it recently as what we're using it now is because of the safety protocols, because we're using it at a frequency of what we call 254 nanometers, and that's the highest germicidal kill rate that you can get, and it'll eradicate every bacteria, things like pathogens, fungus, molds. It'll eradicate all of them within minutes of exposure to the UVC. The idea of UVC and having UVC in public spaces is something that we took our smart intelligence, our sensors, and our wireless light management system, and we introduced it to the UVC fixture, allowing it again to be able to come on and off and to make it safe in places such as this medical facility.
呢間診所嘅員工喺遵守政府規定，預備一切防疫措施後，因為一個迫切嘅需要，最近決定安裝埋 UVC 燈。
Because people are staying away from their physicians' offices now. As time goes on, it's a very dangerous thing not to be getting the basic underpinning of our health system, which is primary care. I'd been in the SARS outbreak in 2003, so I was in a SARS assessment unit then, and I saw what we had and what we didn't use. And so we began exploring. And the UVC has a strong track record from the research studies we reviewed. So we did a literature review of the UVC light and found it to be highly effective.
憑住抗疫呢個光環 ，UVC 燈 嘅應用從大型設施走到入屋，有唔少人喺網上購買可移動嘅 UVC 燈放喺屋企看門口，甚至有小巧便攜嘅 UVC 燈泡款式，方便隨時隨地消毒，價格低至幾十蚊加幣都有。
Since COVID-19, there's been an explosion of UV devices on the market that people can buy. Hospitals can afford to hire experts and consultants and so on to make sure that the equipment that they're buying conforms to the best scientific and engineering understanding. For consumer devices, unfortunately, there are no regulations, there's no standards. It's too new, basically. And so, unfortunately, as a consumer, there's no way to know that the device that you're buying online, for example, is really guaranteed to do the job that is being advertised. So it's really, unfortunately, up to the consumer to do their homework and make sure that the device that they're buying is not only effective, but also safe, because there can be some safety concerns with ultraviolet light.
雖然市面上同時有售賣測量紫外光輻射嘅儀器，但係閒閒地都要幾百蚊加幣，相比起購買便攜式 UVC 燈嘅價錢，真係豉油貴過雞。而當大家操作 UVC 燈照明嘅時候，一定要注意皮膚同眼睛唔可以直接暴露喺 UVC 燈光下，否則有機會被灼傷。如果大家想了解關於 UV 紫外燈殺菌消毒嘅資料， Hoffman 教授有提供國際紫外協會嘅網站俾我哋參考。雖然科學技術為我哋增加一個防疫方法，但係日常生活中居家限聚、戴口罩、勤洗手呢啲行為，仍然係不可取替嘅防疫手段。